Today we have steering rack bushings. Bought this like half a year ago. Never found the time to do it. Now's the time. It's from Energy Suspension, polyurethane, so should be a big upgrade from our. I'm sure that these are the OEM ones. Let's get this big fucker profanity in the air, and yeah, just to make things a little bit easier for myself when I'm down under there. Sorry, down under. Take off the tie rods real quick. Harbor Freight, God bless. They just needed a couple good more whaps with a hammer, so I'm gonna go to other side and do the same thing. Oh hey, gotta take off the skid plate real quick. So we have this guy, 2 bolts, another big guy right there, and then there's one in there going straight up. It's a few days later. I have all of the bushings in the rack, but I don't have all of the bolts aligned yet. I was gonna film the whole thing, but it turned out being a massive pain in the ass, and I didn't know how to figure out me getting work done and filming, so sucks, but there's better videos on YouTube of people getting it done much more easily. I think they just don't off-road their cars as much. Trucks. Excuse me. Anyway, I need to kind of shimmy the rack around a little bit to get the other bolts to line up, then I should be good. And as you know, there's 3 bushings. There's this big D looking one. There's this one right here, very long bolt. Person that did this last, maybe it was Saga, maybe it was the other owner. Watch out. Fuck you. Profanity. The bolt, the head of the bolt is supposed to be on this side facing towards the rear, but the nut was on this side. And so I had to get the jack and push the front diff up because one of the fins of the diff was interfering with the head of the bolt. So that was a pain in the ass. The bushings in this one, which that was a huge pain in the ass, because basically the way that this kit works, as I showed you before, maybe, is it's 2 polyurethane bushings that come together, and then there's a sleeve that passes through both. Now, in all of the videos I watch, people just like put them together and sleeve through, no problem, but for me, for this one in particular, it took 7 or 8 tries to get it to properly go, and I had to clamp the 2 bushings together, otherwise the sleeve would just push the other ones out, no matter how dead straight I thought I got it. Then there was the matter of the height issue, because obviously these bushings are a lot stiffer, they don't have as much give as the old ones. Here's one of the old ones, just like a marshmallow basically. And I had to take a knife and kind of shave the edge of one of the bushings to like try to wedge it in. And then I ended up just getting like a ratchet strap, putting it around the steering rack and around the frame here and pulling the 2 together. That was profanity. Horrifying. That took way more tension to get sorted out than it should have, but this bolt is good. I haven't gotten the bolt to align on this one yet, and that's because this one isn't quite aligned, so I'm just gonna jam like a pick or a screwdriver in here, kind of try to wedge the rack around some. Much more of a pain in the profanity than I thought, but that's okay, because that's just how it goes. Damn good tool. Oh fuck, beauty. The access for this thing is fucking horrible. An issue that I ran into that I don't want you to run into is when you take off this bolt here, the transmission is right in the way. So best bet is to use a ratcheting wrench with a flexible head, a 19 mil. Because what I did was I used just like a regular ratchet, and then when I finally got the bolt all the way out, the ratchet was stuck up against the transmission, so I had to put it back down and grab a lower profile ratcheting 19 wrench without the flexible head, so that was kind of a pain in the ass, and then redo it, but yeah. You live and you learn. Actually, this isn't interesting. All the bolts are snugged up on the rack, so I'm just gonna go down and torque them. I pulled up my factory service manual, found a PDF online. The long bolt that goes through the frame is 96 foot-pounds. The bolt and nut that hold the D-shaped bushing on the passenger side is 123 foot-pounds. The bolt that goes vertical through the frame and steering rack is also 123 foot-pounds, but I don't know how the fuck that's gonna happen, so I'm just gonna get it as tight as I can and I'm gonna torque the other two. Bust out my trusty Amazon torque wrench. Always keep yours stored at the lowest value, because that's what it's calibrated to. If you keep it at a different setting, it'll wear out the spring and you won't actually get the accurate torque readings. Because you don't want to under tighten a caliper bolt and have your brakes just decide to leave the chat as you're going on the freeway. God damn. So those two done. And for that thing, I think I'm just gonna profanity crank on it until I can't. It's as good as I can get it. So that's it done. So now I'm just gonna reconnect the tie rods to the knuckle and then take it for a spin and see how much better it drives. Not too bad. It was actually pretty fucking terrible, but that part wasn't on camera, so it doesn't count. Famously unfortunate thing happened. I was putting the tie rod back on this side, and I noticed a lot of dripping from the steering rack, and I was like, oh, okay, it's probably just water. But then I noticed that it was like it dripped and then it moved out slowly. It turns out to be the power steering fluid, so the rack is just pissing out fluid from the passenger side, right where the inner tie rod bolts to the rack. There's a little hole there that's the same on both sides. The seal is bad, and it looks like the fix is a whole new rack, which is really funny that I just took everything apart, or everything out, new bushings, and put it back in, and then it starts bleeding. So, yeah. Bullshit. Right there. Big old puddle. That's profanity. Sucks, so I guess I'm gonna have to do a new rack soon. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get back to putting this up back together, and then I'm gonna deal with that mess. Cars are so much fun.
Bye, have a beautiful time.